I am listening with an open mind. I can see the point that people like Senator Erdman are making when they talk about transparency. Transparency is one of my highest values. And I can see the point people like Senator Von Gillern are making when they say none of our votes should be secret. We shouldn't be ashamed to stand by any vote that we make. I'm certainly not. But as everything is in this room, the way things ought to be is not the way things are. And we know how humans behave. And we've all been disappointed by each other. Let's be real, we've all been lied to by each other. Not all of us are liars, but we've all been lied to for sure. Like Senator Von Gillern, I also know people who lost committee chairs and then spent the entire rest of the session trying to get back at the people that they thought voted against them. But is that a fault of the process, or is that a fault of this weirdo who can't take a loss? If you really think about how much we all had to do to even get here in the first place. Call time, fundraising, telling your wife or husband what you're going to be doing to them for the next 4 to 8 years, knocking doors. Love my constituents, not personally my favorite thing to do, way to spend time. Everything we've had to go through to get here, and you're really going to get so wrapped around the axle because you lost one thing one time. I've seen it happen. We've all seen it happen. How weak must you be to have that be your whole thing? Loser energy. So I don't agree that the process creates conflict, as some have said, and I don't think that the fact that some people can't get themselves together, take a loss, means that we need to change the entire process. I think people need to change. I think they need to get over themselves. And I know something about getting over myself. Talking about transparency, a lot of you also lied is a strong word. I don't think lie is quite the right accurate word, but a lot of you strongly misrepresented your own positions to your constituents when you were campaigning. I know many of you assured your constituents, and they remind you all the time, that you weren't going to support an abortion ban. And here you are last year voting for an abortion ban. Why did you do that? Partisan pressure. When you're going door to door and you shake the hand of a constituent and they say, I've had a complicated pregnancy, my wife had a miscarriage, I support a woman's right to choose, whatever it is they're telling you, and you look them in the face and you say to them, I will not vote for an abortion ban. That's not why I'm running. I'm running to reduce property taxes, to stop brain drain, to support small businesses. I support agriculture and farmers. That's what you guys all do to get here. And then you come in here and you make social issues your entire identity. Is that a lie? I don't know if it's a lie, but it shows how you can be bullied. And I know that so many of you can be bullied because I bully you, and it works. Because sometimes I throw my weight around and you take it. Is that great? No. But it's sometimes the way things happen. The other thing that has to be said is the same people who are calling for transparency in this vote, the reason you know that this is a purely partisan endeavor, the only reason they want transparency around this one thing is to increase their party control so they can use the threat of loss of power, loss of positions on committees, loss of thank you, Mr. President, loss of fundraising capacity, so that they can wave around the vote card and say, here's how Senator so-and-so voted, they didn't vote for me, and now we're going to punish them for the rest of the year. But then the same people talking about that are going to come to us later here, having done a total 180, tie themselves in knots, explaining why we shouldn't allow the press in our executive sessions. So you want transparency when you can bully your colleagues, but you don't want it when the press and journalists are reporting on what it is that we are doing. Senator Von Gillern says, when has a secret action taken by a politician benefited the people they serve? I say the same thing applies to executive sessions. Let the press watch. If you're so proud of what you do in here, let them report on it. And let's preserve the nonpartisan nature of this institution and keep these secret ballots so we can have merit-based leadership in this body. Thank you, Mr. President.